And they're like, if you explain to the whole world how great this job is, then the market's going to become saturated. I'm like, first of all, we have so many shortages that, like, if I was capable of filling every job position, that is insanity, and I am not. My brain keeps going back to, I'm like, oh my God, if I have another baby, like, how old would they be when they're, like, in prom or, like, whatever? Like, am I going to be in a wheelchair or, like, am I still walking? I think the beauty of being a CRNA is that it has allowed me to be whatever I wanted to be on the internet, because there wasn't this, like, stress, like, oh, I need to work with this brand because I need the money, because that's what's going to pay my bills. It's like, well, I have CRNA to pay my bills, and if I don't want to work with that brand, then screw you. Like, don't tell me I should say something that I don't want to say just because you want to sale.
Olivia Reeves, welcome to the Device Girls podcast.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome, Olivia. We are so excited to have you, and we already know this episode is about to be unhinged in the best way possible.
Absolutely. So we wanted to start off with doing some this or that as an icebreaker. Okay.
Cut.
Okay.
Ready.
So, wildebeest or unicorn?
Oh, this is so hard because those are both solid things in my life. I'm either or, right? But ultimately, unicorn beats every time.
Okay.
Because it's what we transform into.
Absolutely.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But love you for knowing those two. Oh my God.
Okay. When I say, like, we have been OG followers, like, I mean OG followers.
We do our research here.
Freaking love
yeah.
it. I love it.
Okay, next question.
Homework.
Mustang or Caddy?
Ooh. Did you know I used to drive a Mustang?
Yeah, you talked about it.
Oh my God, you people freaking do. Like, are we sisters? Are we blood? Okay. Are we already related? What's happening? Did I birth you? I'm just kidding. Okay, this is hard. Mustang has my heart.
So just so you know one thing about medical device sales reps, because we're trying to target surgeons all the time, we call it profiling. So we study and we learn.
Yes.
So I
actually dated a medical rep.
Oh, you did?
For a little while.
Ooh.
So, like, I have mad respect for you guys. It's intense. The schedule is hard. The work is hard. You kind of get the shit end of the stick, honestly, in a lot of ways, because it's like you're the backbone to everything, but nobody knows you're there.
That's okay.
It's fine.
We like being behind.
That's okay. Yeah,
whatever.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah.
I'd rather people not know. We get screamed at, like, how that? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I know. I'm like, be nice to her. Sometimes I like stand up for you guys. But, Mustang or Caddy. Mustang was my first, like, car that I bought myself, and it was like my first purchase. So, like, I feel like ultimately, honestly, a hot rod car like that, like a fast, crazy whip around corners, ultimately has my, like, personality.
Yeah.
The Cadillac is, like, so fancy to the point that I don't even know how to, like, use all the bells and whistles, and it feels like I'm driving a bus, but, like, I'm supposed to like it, but, like, I'm like, you know what? Give me a 2-door sedan Mustang and let me just zip around town in that thing.
I love that.
Awesome. Okay. Crop top or oversized t-shirt?
Oh, listen, I'm going to be a crop top girly until I'm, like, probably on my deathbed.
Yes.
And that's because I literally have had a badonk my whole life, and the only tiny part of me has been my waist. So it's all about, like, lying to yourself, and crop tops are like, hey, look, she's tiny there, don't look at the rest of her. So and I'm a sweaty girl, so, like, it airs everything out, you know. It allows for air movement.
I don't know about you, but, like, because I got that problem too, and I got nothing here. So when I wear a big baggy t-shirt, it looks like I'm wearing a trash bag, because it's like my butt catches it, and so I'm just like, I look like a sack today.
It doesn't look cute on me. My hips and butt are too big. Then it just, like, it doesn't look right on me.
Not the vibe. Okay, you can only pick one. Okay, I'm
nervous. Okay.
5-head into a 4-head or the juicy layup?
Dude, well, this 5-head definitely always needs freaking help. But the juicy layup is, like, Olivia's branding to a T. Like, I get that juicy lip. And, the sad part is, like, I don't even know where all that came from. I guess it was just what I said in my head doing my makeup for all these years. And then I said it out loud, and I didn't even know I was like repeating myself over and over. Like, I didn't know
until it became an everyday.
Yeah, I mean, I probably have a problem. Like, there's clearly a mental issue here. But regardless, I can just do my makeup the same way over and over, and it turns out perfectly each time. So it's fine. You know, so juicy lip.
No,
juicy
and
lip,
I'm convinced, like, I know, like, the overlined lip is a thing and, like, has been a thing. But for real, like, I feel like you created the, like, contour fat lip, because once I started doing like the juicy lip, exactly
right, you have to say it's like a religion, and it's like, I mean, that probably offends some people, but it's fine, and it's like you got to do it right, or it doesn't come out right, and you're gonna have a shitty day. Also, can I cuss on here? I don't know. I only say like I didn't mean to. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I can repeat for your editor, because if you don't do it right, you're gonna have a crappy day.
You are fine. Okay, so now the question is honor jug or Stanley Cup? Your 6K honor jug. Do you still use that thing?
Yes. I was thinking deeply about this. I've never actually touched a Stanley jug. I don't have a Stanley.
Oh, really?
I do have a, maybe I do have one. I don't know. But obviously the honor jug for always and forever. I mean, like, clearly.
Always.
Clearly.
So fun.
I could never be a Stanley girl. Do I look like a Stanley girl? I do have a hydro jug, but that's besides
Me too.
Yes,
love my hydro jug.
Yeah.
And like the new Owala brand too, those are pretty nice.
Those are cute. Those combos are cute.
Yeah. Plus it's like those a straw and a chugger, so you know you get to decide.
Right. Sugar.
Right. I like the options. We love an option.
Yes.
Can you tell we're from Texas?
Texas. Can you tell that I'm from North Carolina? I don't know. Do I have a Southern accent? Only sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'm not hearing it. But like, I think when you really get into like your twang of your videos and all of your different vibes, it's like you hear all,
Right. Okay. And Austin is like super country. So
is he?
Comes out with that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, he's a country boy. Like farm animals.
That's like farm animals.
That's me. I want to farm.
Do you have farm animals?
I don't, but his family does. Like goats, cows, pigs. Paula the pig is like really cool. Or maybe her name's Polly. I can't remember. But she's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
I love that.
How fun. What is y'all's favorite video and skit y'all have ever made together? Just curious.
Honestly, the one that comes to my head when you say that, I feel like the most recent one that like clicks in my brain, we did one recently of it's from Step Brothers, because you know that movie is just like obviously hilarious. Like a staple. Yeah. And I said it was sort of similar to when you're up at in the middle of the night with a newborn, like you're in the newborn stage, and it's that scene between the two brothers where they're like, you better not move a muscle in your sleep, or I'm gonna fill a pillowcase with a bunch of bars of soap and smash your head in with it. And it's like the classic. I loved that one because I felt like there was a moment there when I was freshly postpartum in the newborn stage, not sleeping, and I'd watch Austin sleep, and I was like, wow, you're not doing anything, but you can't because you don't have a boob. You know what I mean? You don't have a boob. Like, it's not his fault. Like, he does everything during the day.
I'm not mad, but I'm kind of mad.
Right. Like, I'm like sleep deprived at 3 a.m., but I'm like, but the Step Brothers plus that, I love that one. But honestly, it's always fun doing the stuff with him because he was always really camera shy, and we're still kind of like opening that.
Yeah.
And so it's really fun because like it's kind of like flirty fun, innocent when he starts to do a video, because it's like not his comfort scene. So it's like really sweet that he like puts in like all this effort. Aww. Whereas like when I do a video, it takes me like 2.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like him, it's like we have to get there. Yeah. And it's just really cute and fun. So it's been like a fun like journey for us as a couple too, just to kind of make content together.
Yeah, that's
awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we wanted to kick it off with kind of who was Olivia Reeves before CRNA?
Okay, before CRNA.
Before CRNA.
Okay, so I became a CRNA at 27, and now I'm 38. So that's really old.
No.
Are you really?
I'll be quite honest, nobody would ever know that.
No. No.
Really? How old do you think I
You
am?
literally look like you're like 26.
I'm not kidding.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, thanks. Lie to me. We can be friends. Just lie to me. Just always lie to me. And now when my neck starts sagging and you change your mind on that.
It's okay. We know a few great surgeons.
Yes, I literally have some in my brain. I'm like, okay, facelift at 43. We'll do it. Whatever. Olivia before CRNA was a very driven girl that I've always been this like hyperactive, goofy kid but very like anxious at the same time to be successful. I had two parents that are attorneys that I watched love their careers and be very career driven. And I always looked up to that. So like from like high school onward, I knew that I wanted to do something, that would make me proud. Cause I remember just being proud of my parents and I wanted that for my future kids. And also I remember my mom always talking about how much pride her career gave her. And regardless of what everybody else thought of her, she just knew that innately that made her feel good. And I wanted that. Obviously, as a kid growing up, you're like, okay, that sounds amazing. Like, how do I get that for myself? And obviously, so I was just this, pretty driven to being a CRNA since high school, because it was in my high school biomed class.
Okay.
A CRNA came and spoke to us, and then like I got interested in the career that way. So honestly, like before CRNA, it felt like it would have been, it's like part of my story for so many years before it actually became true. Because as a CRNA, you have to be a nurse first. So you obviously have to go to nursing school first and then like that. So, it was like 10 years in the making.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I was always the goofy kid, silly, but also very, very shy as like a really young kid. I was like so shy that they were like, maybe she has a problem. The fact y'all did not laugh until like a second later, it's fine. It's cool. We all know that I have some mental issues. It's fine. I've embraced it at this point. And so yeah, I don't know, like who I was just this like, I always just was sort of the funny friend in the group, always, but like self-driven, obviously. And being an ICU nurse in my young 20s kind of changed me a little bit because you see a lot so early on.
Yes.
I get asked that a lot, like, from other nurses. They're like, how do you cope with all the stress of an ICU nurse and blah, blah, blah. Cause it's like, you see a lot. Like I remember a Friday night, I coded a patient and my friends were like, let's go. Like, where are we going out tonight? And I'm like, I'm not going. I just finished like coding a patient, putting a body tag on them. I want to go home and stare at a wall. Yeah. And it was like, I was 21 and it's like, people, if you're not in medicine and you're not in the medical field, it's really hard to understand the depths of like what we're exposed to, you know what I mean? Like, so anywho's who I was before CRNA was someone who always wanted to be a CRNA because I wanted that self-respect and have a career that I could never regret and just be proud of. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that answered it, but
yeah, I love that.
It. What is your favorite thing about being a CRNA?
The favorite thing I feel like is that, truthfully, I love the respect that you get. And like, I think I could say that to you guys, like you see that being in the medical field and in the operating room. There's no denying that you as a human enjoy having others appreciate your adequacy at your job.
For sure.
And like, when I can throw in a central line really fast and you get that automatic, like, appreciation from the surgeon or fellow colleagues that are like, get Olivia in the room, she can do it, or let's do this. Like, I just love the skills of my job, and I knew my personality was that I knew I could never do a job that required me to like sit at a desk. I needed like skills and action and like every day being different. So honestly, it's kind of just like the whole picture of what a CRNA is, where it's like some days, maybe I have a couple cases where I'm straight chilling with this healthy patient, cruise control, a little busy in the beginning, some maintenance period, and then a little busy at the end. And you just sort of go through the motions. And then there's some days that are just so intense. And depending on what surgeon's room you're in, what surgeries you're doing, I don't really think there is just one thing that I love about it, but I do appreciate that it's a job that you feel like you get the respect in return on like a daily, because it's like obviously if I can't do my job, the surgeon can't do his job. So it's like automatic appreciation.
Yeah. We definitely feel that as reps too.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get called
it's
on,
like automatic feedback.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. 100%. What's your favorite specialty to be in?
Ooh.
That's a good one. I honestly, it's like, I think it kind of depends on a lot. And I this is so fun that I'm like talking to other medical people that understand what I'm saying, because that doesn't honestly happen to me a lot, truthfully.
Right.
Like if I'm in a neuro case, neuro cases, it's like super, maybe not super stimulating, but they need a ton of different drugs on board. So it's like, 6 or 7 drips sometimes on board. So it's just a lot happening, even though it looks like anesthesia is just sometimes sitting there.
Yeah.
But you're like getting a ton set up. If I'm at work, I want the day to kind of go by. I want it to fly. I'd rather have a busy day where I'm like some hard cases, a lot to set up for, and then the day is done and it felt like 5 minutes, versus like some really boring day that like felt like it dragged on and I'm like, where am I? So neuro, I love neuro because it's always the wake ups have to be a little more, you can't have like a sloppy wake up. You have, the medications, there's more medications. Intubating, you have to do things, whether it's like you have to use certain equipment before you go to sleep to make sure it's a gentle, like if you're doing you have to have neck stabilization while you're intubating. So literally there's something important every step of the way. Whereas like ortho, for instance, it's like, okay, we're doing a hip. I mean, I throw a spinal in, lay the patient down, and then turn the propofol off at the end. I mean, that's how basic it seems in my brain versus neuro, obviously.
More complex.
I mean, clearly there's more to it than that. But yes, neuro. So I like neuro. And then of course I love a good, like, anything like go throw in an epidural or a spinal. Cause again, like it goes back to that automatic, like quick, feedback. There's a phrase I'm looking for, but it's like instant gratification.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like someone's screaming and you're like, I'm here to save the day. And then you walk in
Here I am.
and then you do it. And and then they're like, oh my God, I love you. And you're like, thanks. I love you too. And it's like, how can you hate that? So that's always fun.
Yeah.
Because it's just like instant like gratification that you like solved someone's problem. And I'm sure by speaking this out, if some like psychologist like listen to this, they'd probably be like, wow, she needs a lot of instant gratification. I'm not really sure what that means, but hey, I love my job, so that's good.
Do you have a therapist, Olivia?
I did, but you know what? We moved a couple years ago, and I don't have her anymore. I should reach back out.
That's awesome.
It's okay. I don't have one either, and I definitely need one, but
I feel like we probably all need them, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
denial,
fine.
Denial has
I'm
gotten
surviving.
me really far. Yes. And denial is a great coping mechanism.
Oh,
exactly.
For sure.
It's gotten me really far.
Have you ever like had a patient recognize you?
Totally. Often. Yes. Yeah. It's so fun though. I mean, it's a mix of emotions just because like obviously there's professional me. There's like, just like all of us, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, you're hanging out with your girls, you're a professional you, it's you at home, lazy. Like there's different modes of us.
Yeah.
And obviously it's like, depending on the scenario, like if it's, someone recognizes you and it's appropriate versus when like in like pre-op, for instance. But I also have been recognized like during a code. I remember coding I've been coding a patient and like I'm literally doing chest compressions and like, so yeah. And I literally, and I'm like, do you need chest compression? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that cool. But I was like, I'm like, okay. I'm like clearly like, are you effing kidding me right now? Like, because obviously my patient is what I am concerned about. Yeah. And so like afterwards, like I was like, I appreciate you thinking that I am somebody, but like when I'm here, this is ultimately where my mind is. And, I love you for the love, but there's a time and place. And I wanted to clarify for her that like, it wasn't like I was trying to be, standoffish or whatever. I'm like, I'm currently like, mashing on someone's ribs. Right. So it's just like, I'm like, oh, but yeah. So there's a time and place. Like it's been really fun. And then there's been a few moments where I'm like, hey, like, this is not the time.
Yeah.
But then obviously that wasn't a patient. That was like someone else in the hospital. But, that was like when things were also like first starting off, whereas like now, it's a little bit different. Like it's like they know where I work. So it's like, it's not as like, oh my God,
Yeah.
there she is. It's like, okay, we've seen her.
That's so fun.
On that topic, do you get treated differently at work by like coworkers or other people because of like your videos online? I'm just curious.
You know, I feel like it's a generational thing a little bit too.
Okay.
Like I think the younger than me, which I guess would be y'all because you're young and I'm old, but
No, you're 26.
I'm 26. So my fellow friends,
My fellow Gen Z.
they think it's cool, you know, like they're like, oh, like, and it's like respect.
Yeah.
Whereas like some of the really older people, they have to be like told, like sometimes they'll be like, you know, we'll be like in surgeon, like the tech will make a joke to the surgeon who has no idea what social media is. And they'll joke and be like, oh, she's, you know, famous on social media. And they're like, what does that mean? You know, like, why would I care about that? And I'm like, you don't care about it. And don't ever. It means nothing. Like, carry on, Larry. It's okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm a pretty, I mean, I say this and probably someone's going to listen to this and be like, oh, fucking hate her. But I don't really have enemies. So I do think that helps.
Yeah.
That like, I'm liked. And I also think I'm good at my job. So there's like that level of respect there anyways, that like, I think if I was crappy at my job and I had this like presence.
Yeah.
But I definitely think there's been some instances. I mean, we could deep dive and I don't even know, like, honestly, the legal ramifications of talking about this because I haven't even decided how I'm going to talk about it. But I didn't get an epidural for my last labor.
You didn't?
And I think there was a little bit of that going on. And if it wasn't because of that, then he's just an inadequate provider.
Yeah.
And so I almost would rather it be because of who I am than the fact that he just couldn't stand the stress of coming in to place an epidural. But yeah, that is like, it was a lot. But so I think there's definitely been moments where I've been like perceived a certain way and then others not. Like I remember one CRNA messaging me when this was first taking off and they're like, if you explain to the whole world how great this job is, then the market's going to become saturated. I'm like, first of all, we have so many shortages that like if I was capable of filling every job position, that is insanity and I am not. And secondly, like what?
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to be, where's there any negative in explaining that like CRNAs exist? Because truthfully, there was no other talk about CRNAs out there a lot of people didn't even know what CRNAs were unless you're in the medical field. Like you guys, you work with them, you see them.
Yes.
But it's like, even my own educated parents are like, I'm sorry, what do you want to do? Yeah. What's this? Like, you know, like what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, there's this job, you know, but, so I definitely have been, not because of maybe my humor online, but also just the stigma that comes with like what social media is to some people. But also I have been humbled as a person by how much commitment and dedication, time, effort, and love this other job that I have being on social media takes. Because I have no shame, because I feel like I have the street credit to say this, that I definitely viewed social media people or influencers, whatever, in a certain light that I was like, well, I have a career. Yeah. And then what you have is a job or whatever. Like, you know, I wasn't like, but now I 100% see the dedication, and it is such a side that like I had no idea existed. Yeah. And in many ways, it's a more of a time commitment. I mean, I get to go to work, clock in, clock out. Yeah. You know, and it's done. And then I just got to carry on with my life. Now it's a like everyday thing. And so it's a different commitment. It's a different commitment. And I've been humbled by that. And that wasn't the question you asked, but sorry to your editor.
No, we love it.
No, yeah. And actually, like, to speak on that, Haley and I have really noticed that this year. It's just so crazy because, I mean, you want to be creative and think of things that are like fun, stupid, you know, and just like goofy to represent and show kind of that professional side. And so like coming up with the skits or like doing something stupid to like
following trends.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Like it's hard. And then editing all
it's hard.
It's a lot. Oh
my God. And I edit all my videos, and I know a lot of like people start having, but I'm so particular on like, I want it to still come off as me, and I don't want to I never want to lose touch with that like connection to my content, that I'd like rather sacrifice mass production and mass growth than than it ever not being me editing my videos. Like, obviously you can still film it, it's me, but like there's a certain vibe to what I think is funny. And some stranger won't know that that's what should have been kept in there. They're like, oh, she made a really ugly face, we got to edit that out. And I'd be like, no, you're supposed to keep that.
That's actually my good side.
Right, like that was my good angle.
I was going for wildebeest, not unicorn. Thank you.
Right, like this was wildebeest, okay? Clearly, like, God. And they're like they think they're like helping me out, and they're like sabotaging me, you know?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Love it. I have a question. What is something you've walked through personally that's changed your relationship with healthcare? Actually, she kind of just mentioned it, honestly. But.
Yeah.
So something that has changed, that I've gone through, that's changed my view of healthcare. Honestly, there's a few things. Working with like a state hospital, and I've also worked with like private insurance type hospitals. So I've like been around, and something kind of like along y'all's degree too is that I was kind of blinded to how, like, okay, say like a Medicare, Medicaid patient comes in and we're like, okay, the surgeon doesn't make as much from this patient, so pull this different type of equipment because this patient, and I'm not saying every surgeon does this, but I've definitely like seen how ultimately our society, our economy, our everything in America is driven by money and profit, and nothing is really wholesome anymore. And so I see the drive, and like the motivation is always about like how much reimbursement is anesthesia going to get from this? How much reimbursement is, you know, don't pull that piece of equipment because it's super expensive and this isn't going to be a surgery that we make a lot on, you know? And it's like, wait, why is that even a thing that like different devices or whatever is used depending on what kind of insurance, the patient has. So I feel like big pharma, insurance, like all of that, like that whole rant we could go down. It's like, it's just sort of sad that it's just that those things influence all of us. Like I depending on where I work, there's different anesthetic drugs available to me because maybe the pharmacy only allows that formula of that drug. And it's like, sometimes you see one brand works a little better than the other brand. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's these like behind the scenes things that like I see and learn and have been exposed to of like, I mean, I've been a nurse since I was 21. So it's like, and I'm 900 now. So it's like, that's a lot of years in healthcare of seeing how things are just, and I mean, that is not even discussing like the trauma behind being like the emotional trauma of just being exposed to things, right? But just like healthcare, the definition of like a healthcare in America, which isn't a fun topic, but it's real that things are just run a lot by insurance companies and somebody behind a desk that doesn't know
that's not clinical
what the patient really needs. Like I've had some emotional breakdowns with like patients just like begging that we take them back, but we've canceled their case because insurance doesn't cover them. And it's like, you know, I'm like, they need this. It's cancer. They need this cut out. And it's like, but they can't afford it without insurance, and insurance denied their claim. And it's just that type of stuff. I mean, nauseating.
Yeah. It's so sad because like we deal with that too. And it's like, you know, the patient needs it, but like your hands are tied. You literally can't.
And two, you can have the best technologies, the best equipment, and like then even the hospital too. It's also bureaucratic. Like, I'm going to give you pushback. Like, your stuff's too expensive.
Right.
My stuff is what's best for the patient. Like,
correct. Correct. And it's just like, why is this even in discussion right now?
Right.
Very
100%.
odd. So there's definitely things that like I wish, you know, and all that stuff with like, I mean, politics right now is just crazy, and we'll see a big change with our healthcare probably, but who knows?
Have you ever experienced burnout in your role as a CRNA?
100%.
What is
definitely
that look like?
I would be lying if I never experienced burnout. And what I do for that, and I highly recommend, is switching jobs, like employers, all of that. There's a lot of, like, for instance, jobs have like state pensions. If you work for us for 100 years, you'll get a pension if you work long enough.
Yeah.
But like the problem with that is then you retain a ton of employees that are just angry, burned out, and whatever. Like, again, money drives people to stick around at jobs that they should no longer be at. And then they like are the rotten egg at the whole group. So I usually work a job for like 3 or 4 years and then I dip out because I think that the change in scenery, the change in people, and I just think it's important to just continue to challenge yourself and not get like mundane, like just get too used to stuff and people and places and all that. But burnout is for sure real. I don't think healthcare workers, get enough. I mean, y'all don't even get PTO. So here I am talking about it. But, like I would get like, maybe 5 weeks of PTO a year. And like, you're like, what? It's just now my life is a little bit different because I'm a 1099 CRNA. So I make my own schedules. I'm no longer a W-2 employee, which has been life changing. And I have a ton of CRNA friends that do that, but I think having that W-2 experience where it's like, you're just a slave to the system for a while is really important for just, getting repetitive exposure to a certain facility, I think is also important. Yeah. So, but yeah, burnout is so real in healthcare, but I will say I have experienced nowhere near the amount of burnout that I felt as a nurse, as a CRNA, as I felt as a nurse. Yeah. A nurse,
that's next
it was
level.
Like I was treated like crap. Yeah. I also think too, and it shouldn't be this way, but I'm just going to be real here. When you're compensated monetarily better for your work, the burnout, you're like, okay, crappy day, I'm here again, but at least I'm making money that supports my family, right? Like as a nurse, it was like, wow, I'm working really freaking hard at the bottom of the food chain, and I'm also not making nearly what I deserve. And so like the burnout, you're just like in this like spiral of just anger, you're just like fuming in it. And I feel like a lot of nurses feel that. Yeah. It's kind of like teachers too. You know what I mean? Like you're overworked, underpaid. At least as a CRNA, it's like, even if I do feel overworked, I do feel like you're compensated and that helps. The mental part, which I mean, again, as we've talked about, it's like, unfortunately, it's human nature in our society that money does drive a lot
of healthcare. Yeah.
It absolutely does.
No, I agree. Yeah. And it's so sad. It's so sad. But what is the most meaningful moment that you've ever had with a patient or a coworker?
Okay, let's stick with the meaningful moment with a patient first. Okay. I think if I sat and like really thought, there would be a lot of moments. I used to love post-oping patients, like when, like the next day you go and visit patients that anesthesia performed on the day before. Yeah. So I would love when I would see like an open heart surgery patient, and I would always want to go see my own patients the next day. I haven't done open heart surgery in a few months, but it's like, the point is that those were always my favorite. Like the next day, I mean, these people have looked you in the eye the morning before, terrified that, what's going to happen. And then within like 36 hours, they're groggy and whatever, but they're in the ICU. You see them, they're healed, they're fixed. The hard work you put in. Because a lot of times, we do surgeries and it's like, we never see that patient again. Like you don't even remember that I woke you up and took you to the PACU or whatever. But, obviously hearts and big cases like that, we take them to the ICU intubated. They're in the hospital for a few weeks. So it gives you that chance. Like I always felt like that's how I stayed connected with loving my job, is that like I would go see those patients that I put my hard work into, which would be those big hard heart cases that are so long. And then you go see the patient the next morning, the family remembers you see them, they know that you were the one that was with them the whole time. And it's kind of this like family moment. And then the only other scenario of those that I feel like with patients is like labor epidurals, where it's just like, you make a really quick bond and becomes such a big part of someone's story. 100%. And so I feel like that is really important too, was like laboring patients and C-section moms, where it's like they're terrified, especially like emergency C-sections. It's like, you're like, I'm with you, and they're awake. C-sections are the only major surgery that we do completely awake, unless we obviously have to put you off for general anesthesia. But it's like we're limited on the medications and sedation we can give you because of until baby is disconnected from you, obviously. because you share that, blood. But obviously there's some meds we give that don't cross the placental barrier. But point is I would say like OB and like big, scary, heavy cases for patients are the most meaningful. And in terms of emotional moment with like a coworker, I would say one of the ones that I feel most connected to would be in those scenarios of like when you code a patient together and you're just relentlessly like, I remember a big liver resection trauma patient coming in and one of my other CRNA friends and I in that room just like working like a machine with hanging blood, albumin, all these other blood products. And you just going, and you're just smooth as butter with just like operating together and as a system. And then the patient comes out, or it does, even if they don't make it, it's like sharing that level of trauma and stress with some other human. You don't even share that with loved ones, truly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that level. And so those with coworkers, like I have a couple work friends that like, I may not talk to as often anymore, but like those are my ride or die people.
Trauma bonded for life.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. That's a great word. Trauma bonded. Yeah. Without a doubt.
On that topic, and you're probably going to laugh at this question a little bit. How do you protect your mental health in a job that can constantly drain you? She's like, I don't. I'm a little just crazy.
Yeah, I think I'm the reflection of what happens when you don't protect it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the product of pure trauma. No, I'm just kidding. I think it actually took me a long time to figure out how to turn the switch on and off from like being at work to then going home and just letting it go. I think I struggled with that as a baby nurse a lot. I actually had a lot of anxiety as a young nurse, and not like work related, but just like as a person. And looking back now that I'm older, it's like, I think it was like work trauma anxiety, like underlying constant anxiety, because I think I didn't know how to cope well with seeing what I was seeing at such a young age. And, working in the ICU, it's always loss, like rarely did someone move out of the ICU. And if they did move out of the ICU, you don't see them, right? Like you only saw them during their worst. So then if they're like, okay, say they got better and they went from the ICU and then they would be discharged. Like no one's discharged from the ICU home. Yeah. Most likely it's like, so I would only see their bad times. Yeah. So it's just like a constant job of just seeing bad. So I will say the nice thing about being a CRNA is that there's more positive, right? Like even if it is a ICU patient that I'm going to get for surgery and I take right back to the ICU, I am in those moments doing something positive and doing my best for them at that time and seeing a progression like, hey, we did a surgery to help you hopefully get better. Yeah. Versus the ICU is just like, you're just in this like, pot of sadness kind of truthfully. And I think I didn't protect myself well enough when I was younger, but that was also why I knew I needed to go back to CRNA school, because I saw what happened to these long-term bedside nurses and ICU nurses. It's like you either harden and become heartless and burned out to protect yourself and whatever, and you've just been there for too long, or you get out and do something else. And I was like, I definitely don't want to be them. But I mean, I'm grateful the healthcare system needs those nurses to stay, those awesome ICU nurses to stay in the ICU, because they are what keeps the hospital running. But it's like they're taking a sacrifice of their mental health, truly, 100%. By doing that. And honestly, I don't feel like I have to protect my mental health as much as the CRNA as I did as a nurse, because again, like I could do a really sad, depressing case or something like that, but it's like I'm giving you medications then and there, and in my mind, I deliver you back to the ICU, and that's like a start to finish. Yeah, and it's like you don't have that as an ICU nurse. Like it was just like I don't know how to explain it, but my mental health, I feel like now is totally different as a CRNA, because I think I've been in healthcare long enough to know like how to be like, okay, I'm done, and you did all you could do today. You gave it your best and forget the rest type thing. And it's like, you just keep moving on. But there's definitely been times where I'm like, it's almost like a PTSD thing where you replay your day over and over and over in your head and you can't even go to sleep. And you're like, did I do everything right? Did I do all this right? Should I have done this or that? And you just learn, it's like, I mean, there's no other way to explain it other than just like mental self-control, to be in like, stop thinking like that right now, turn it off, be present for your family, be present in life, go work out, go see the sunshine, go see Earth, and
kiss
just
grass,
turn it off. Literally,
Yeah.
literally done that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, what is one piece of advice you have for anyone pursuing CRNA school or thinking about becoming a CRNA?
One piece of advice. That's a great question because I know I have a lot of followers that are always wanting to have that answer, and it's probably been a while since I've answered that. I think it's that if you want something bad enough, because I get a lot of questions like, am I smart enough for it? I don't know if I could do CRNA. Like, I don't know if this is for me. My best advice would be, if you want anything bad enough, you can make it happen in life.
Yeah.
Whether I think, am I smart enough is something relative. Like, you can become smart enough, by through studying and exposure and repetition and putting your whole heart and soul into something. But I would say if someone really, really wants to become a CRNA and they don't know it, is to shadow a CRNA and shadow other professions, like shadow a nurse practitioner, shadow a PA, shadow an anesthesiologist, shadow a CRNA, and like look at all of them next to each other and what their day to life looks like, and then go from there. But I don't know a single CRNA that doesn't love their life, and I can't say that truly for a lot of other professions. Obviously, I'm not super close with other professions necessarily, so that could be an obvious biased sentence, but I think it's one of the best jobs out there. And for a while, it was the best kept secret. When I started CRNA school, they're like, welcome to the best kept secret out there, which is a CRNA. And I remember being like, well, why the hell is it a secret? Why are we keeping it a secret? I'm like, well, look, ironically now I've ruined that, but
Congratulations.
Yeah.
right. The irony behind that. Right. But yeah, so I think just if you want it bad enough, make it happen, shadow just to make sure that it is what you want, because it's obviously a major commitment to get there. And, yeah, I mean, if I say follow, it sounds so cheesy, but it's like I had a dream set and I made it happen, and you have zero regrets. Even if the job turned out crappy, but you followed your dreams and made it happen, it's like you would still be satisfied because of that.
100%.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I have a question. Did you want to be an influencer, or how did this come about? Did it just happen to you, or what?
Hell no. I did not want to be an influencer.
I knew she was going to say that.
Hell no. And I say that because I'm fully fine with it. Like, it goes back to like, I had preconceived notions of what an influencer was, people that were on, and also truly because I had this other career.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was never even like a thought. It wasn't oh, look at that, let's see what happens, and like, let's put it out there and just see what happens. Like, never in a million years. Because again, literally from like 16 years old, I was like, I'm going to be a CRNA at the end. And there was nothing else to that chapter of like what I'm going to add to my list of who I am, besides, being a mom and like other normal life things. I never ever, and in fact, I didn't have social media I had it a little bit in CRNA school, and then didn't there for about 5 or 6 years. And then it wasn't until I had my first kid, and then I think I posted a couple times on TikTok when it had first come out, but it wasn't like with the influencer, obviously, mindset of anything. And then it didn't take off until I was, doing my crazy makeup tutorials while I was pumping in my call room.
Yeah.
And I honestly have no idea why I even filmed that, other than probably a little bit of insanity of like, hey, this is the upteenth time that I have filmed myself or pumped today. Because on 24-hour shifts, I was literally having to pump like every 3 hours. And it was just, that's a lot in a 24-hour shift. Whereas at least at home with 24 hours, you might be breastfeeding and all that, but it's not the same setting up the parts, watching the parts, like all this and that. So 24 hours would become very mundane to like set up, pump parts and pump and sit down and pump.
So you're like, I'm going to tuck myself.
He's like, I'm bored.
Like, I think one time I just set up my phone, because that was when I always did my makeup. Like, I wouldn't do it on the way into work. I would do it on my first pump session, which usually around like 9 a.m. And So that would be like when I would do my makeup. It was just real life. Like I just
Yeah.
was filmed. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm pumping and then this. I'm speaking of that. I can hear one of my children screaming, but it's fine. Austin has them. But no, I had no intentions. But it's crazy. It's crazy. I had literally, it still hits me. I mean, I guess it's been a solid 2022 was when that first makeup video was up, like literally January 2022, I think.
Wow.
And now it's January 2026. So 4 years. And I think in the last year or so, I've really taken it seriously. Like I got a brand manager and all that, and like really actually committed to it as being like an actual job that I take seriously. But no I think my heart was always so satisfied with just being a CRNA. I didn't see where I could fill in any more space, but apparently here I am. And I'm so grateful. I feel like I've created such a sweet community of like good people out there. And that's been really fun to see that like I have like a support system. And in many ways, strangers have supported me in ways that even close like friends or family haven't even done for me. So it's been interesting to see that too.
Yeah. That's
Talk
incredible.
a little bit about that. Like when you first started, like the support, like from the friends, from the family, or what like that was like.
I think, well, definitely when it was first starting, especially because I have two parents that are attorneys, they were low key mortified. Like, cause they were like, oh my God, like we don't do this. Like you could be sued tomorrow. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm like, Mom, Dad, like people do this, you know what I mean? Like, and they're like, cool, but we really don't think you need to do all that because, you know, as growing up with parents as attorneys, it was just like a mindset that like everyone's going to sue you over like something. And it was just like, so my parents definitely, I mean, they always supported me and they always like, you know, they're like, we're here if you need anything, you know, like let us know if someone tries to, I don't know, ruin your life. And then I think truly like friends, like 3 or 4 really, really close friends obviously always supported it. I definitely think in the beginning there was probably some people that were like, what the hell is she doing? Yeah. But I don't really have exposure to them. So if they were thinking that, I had no idea, but I would just assume that they would be because I feel like there's a little normal human reaction there. But I still think I have a little bit of imposter syndrome because it's like, I get asked to do podcasts and things like all the time. And obviously, you guys, your vibe. And like when you're like shouting me out on TikTok and it's like, I'm not going to waste my time on people that obviously wouldn't fit my vibe. And I've made that promise to myself if like, I think the beauty of being a CRNA is that it has allowed me to be whatever I wanted to be on the internet because there wasn't this like stress, like, oh, I need to work with this brand because I need the money. Because that's what's going to pay my bills. It's like, well, I have CRNA to pay my bills. And if I don't want to work with that brand, then screw you. Like, don't tell me I should say something that I don't want to say just because you want a sale, you know? So I feel like CRNA has allowed me to be my true authentic self on the internet because there hasn't been any level of like desperation to get someone to follow me because I needed that for the business side of things. It's like, follow me if you want. If I'm not your cup of tea, then move on and have a great life. Yeah. Although stick around because we'd have a good time. but I do think that like there were probably some friends, but I think by the time, you know, because I'm old. Remember, ladies, I'm old.
Yeah. You're 26.
Yeah, I'm 26.
We're going to keep reminding you that you're 26.
Thank you. I know. I should just get it tattooed. And I think by the time all this was kind of happening for me, I had already gotten to that point in life where you're like, good riddance to fake friends, right? Like I had already sort of like detoxed from that. I really wasn't surrounded by a group of people anymore that like didn't really love me for me, believe who I was, like, and support me in any way. So I think in some ways I didn't really have friends that thought weird because I didn't have those
because they're weird too.
It's like exactly. And the ones I do have around, they're like, hell yeah,
hell yeah. I don't like normal people. Okay,
literally. Yeah, we're all weird is so much more fun too. Like, we have one life. Like, how boring to just be on this like straight line, right? Like, lame.
I love it.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. So funny.
So yeah, I don't know. I really think that it's just been, I definitely still don't think that I definitely have a little bit of imposter syndrome. And sometimes I have to remind myself, like, no, you do have this great following, and, you know, like, people appreciate what you've done for the CRNA career and like all that and blah, blah, blah. And I just always I did make a promise to myself, though, that like, as this happens, to only ever be my true authentic self, because there was a period of time where I lost some of that in my 20s due to like men, toxic relationships, school, stress, anxiety, and just, you know, your 20s are a mix of just trying to figure out who you are too, right? And it's like, don't be too weird or someone's not going to like you. And like, you were in that phase of life where it's like, you know, you want people to like you. Yeah. And then you transition to that freeing in your 30s where you're just like, actually, if I can't be me, then it's not even worth my time. Absolutely. Right. So I did want to make sure that I never fell to being anybody but myself online. And that's really, really important to me, because peer pressure is peer pressure, whether you're 16 or 38. It's like there 26. Are trends and things to be. Yeah, 26. And it's like, you know, don't give in to that. Ultimately, one of my, I hope, things that comes off on my page is like, just love yourself, be who you are, and like attract what you want, like what you are, and that'll come back to you, you know? And I think like fakeness is just ultimately not going to get you far in life. And so yeah. I just want my page to be fun. Yeah, and if I don't feel like making a piece of content, like recently, I think I didn't post anything on TikTok for a few days. And it's just like, hey, like it was post holidays. There was a lot going on. Like, I'm not going to make it feel like inauthentic for myself to show up if I can't. And I only want to make content as long as it's fun. Yeah. And, so that's been, and again, having my career as a CRNA allows me to have that balance, you know, and not get overconsumed with either of them, you know.
I love that.
I love that. And honestly, it's been so inspiring, like, to both of us, because like we're weird. I'm like, yes, I love you. I love to find people that like encourage me to like just, you know, us to just be ourselves and not, you know, and like just show up and like not give a, you know. So it's like,
no, and like I watched your stuff and I was like, these girls are my vibe for sure. And like, you know, like there's a lot of like, you know, like there's some things that like with my, even like when you have a brand manager, like they turn down certain deals if things won't pay you or they won't do things. And I'm like, ultimately that's like not what I'm about. And I'm not even going to ask in certain scenarios, for money if it's, or the time. I'm like, this is like a true, just like human to human interaction. Like let's just be, again, where we talked about how everything in our society now is driven by money. It's like, why can't sometimes we just be like authentic, nice humans that want to like help others out or spend time with someone else and meet someone new and it not be from a basis of something else. Yeah. So it's just like, y'all were freaking funny. Your vibes were good. I was like, hell yeah. Like if anyone deserves time out of their day from me, which I'm not that even cool to like say that I can give my time to anybody, but it's like y'all were definitely it.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate that so much.
So much.
Yeah.
We're literally like, we just love her and we're just gonna shoot our shot. Like she better come on.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm like, what do we have to do?
I mean, I'm not that cool, but I do get like I get a lot of requests for things and I don't have the time to follow up on a lot of emails and requests and collabs and all this. And I definitely was like appreciated you guys. And again, your vibes, like it caught my attention and I felt like we were on like the same wavelength, which I will always respect because our wavelength is a little crazy.
Oh
so
yeah.
If you can find people to get on that wavelength with you gotta jump on that wave.
Oh my god. Okay, question, because I'm dying to know actually, how did you stumble upon your makeup palette?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Because
it was just the makeup
like
that
to get
I
ready
used.
to get in the OR.
Wait, let me tell you. Sarah and I both really don't know how to do makeup very well. Very much like, I think that's the reason
you're too pretty.
you got Saint, right?
Like,
so we want to get your palette actually and try it. But anyway,
I literally need to try it, and it's the best. It was just something I used and found online that it was just like, cool, look, all in one place, super easy, super quick. Sounds right up my alley, because it's like, I don't want to take the time to get ready. I also don't have like the attention span to sit down for like those girls that sit down and do like a 30-minute get ready. Like, first of all, I have kids now. That's not going to happen. But I've obviously found it before I had kids. And I used it before I had kids. But it's like, I want to look good. I just don't want to put a lot of effort into looking good. And it was like that makeup all in one place got me there. And it was like, you know, it's just what I used. And then I happened to just be using it. Obviously, I did my makeup when I was pumping, and people were like, "Oh, what is that?" I was like, "My makeup, duh." Like, do you not use this? Because you should. And it's like, and then it took off from there, obviously. But like, I mean, I literally filmed me getting ready for this podcast, and I think I did it in one short clip, and I think the whole clip was like 3 minutes. And it's like, you know, because that's all your girl's going to put into it, you know, like it's just quick. But I mean, I want to look good afterwards at the end. I just don't want to do the work to get there. So that makeup just helps me with that.
I love it. I love it. No, that's when we were like talking about, okay, like, what do we want to do? So like, okay, realistically, if you were here in person, what we were going to do was it's okay. No, you're fine. So if we were like in person, we were going to do like,
we were going to order your palette. We were going to be
and, like,
weirdos.
Race to get ready.
Yes.
Even though I never used it before, so I'd probably be putting everything in the wrong place.
And then you would look like a clown, and then I would have been like, let me just fix it real quick with a couple little dip and stabs, and then it would be golden in like 2 seconds. Yes.
And
I
the
know.
juicy
God,
lip.
I wish I could have come in person.
No, it's
like,
okay.
Maybe if I stop, you know, staring at Austin, I'll stop having children.
Wait a second. You know. But we can talk about that.
Yes,
ma'am.
Let's. Ma'am. Let me just tell you. I think it's on my stories today on Instagram. Someone was like, how'd you guys meet? And I'm like, you know, sure. Like, I love talking about it, right? Because I'm like, it's one of my most proudest moments of my life, besides becoming a mom and a CRNA, was that I saw Austin, and now I've had children and married him. You know what I mean? Because he is obviously like eye candy, let's just say it. You know, it's my gift to the rest of the world is showing him in my stories and reels and TikToks. It's my community service. But he is just like the best human. He's the first human I've been with that actually makes me feel like I should be better. And I don't say that in a vain way. It's just that apparently I was with men who it was like I was always trying to get them to be better, like step it up. Like, I need you here and you're here. You know what I mean? And it's like, and Austin is the first person I've ever been with that, like, I'm like, dang, I need to be more like an Austin in many ways. And that sounds so cheesy, but it's that if you do truly like hold out for the one that you deserve, then you do look at them in that light. As opposed to looking at them critically or whatever. And I mean, obviously, probably if we interviewed Austin, he'd probably be like, yeah, Olivia's down here and I need her up here. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's like, he is that great. He's a great partner. He's fun. I mean, it truly feels like a best friend and stuff, but it just is so, like, thank God he is so beautiful. Because
so like, how many babies?
Girl, I'm only 26.
You're only 26. You have so much time.
But it's like, I'm like, how do my brain keeps going back to, I'm like, oh my God, if I have another baby, like, how old would they be when they're like in prom or like whatever? Like, am I going to be in a wheelchair or like, am I still walking?
Who cares?
You know?
Yeah, I know,
you're probably right. I mean, my mom had my younger sister at 42. So in theory, I still have lots of time.
You do.
True that.
And she's rocking it. You know what I mean? And so, and like, honestly, I'd probably put more epidurals in women over 35 than I do women under 30.
Really?
Truthfully. Like, when I get someone like, if I get anyone who's like under the age of 25, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
what are you doing?
I'm like, oh my God, you're having a baby at 25. And I have to remind myself that that's like normal. Because all of us women are having children later in life.
Yeah, that brings a good question. Like, have you really noticed over the years that it's definitely changing and people are having children like way later? Yeah.
Oh, totally. I would say like in 30s is just like my average patient that I see like on the OB board to like, you know, because I truly think women are like following careers and putting themselves in a different like light of like making sure they have their life how they want them want it before they have kids. And then of course there's still people that have that desire to just only be a mom and that have no other like, set things that they want done before that, and all power to them. It's just that I think we're allowing women to do more than just one thing. And it's honestly really fun to see because I mean, I, for one, enjoy also not being like the only older mom.
Yeah.
Carpool.
You're 26.
And my 26-year-old self.
She has to get that tattoo now. I mean, at this point,
I do. It needs to be like my lucky number. Yeah.
That's so funny.
What is your healthcare ick?
The ick.
The ick, like something like at work that like grosses me out.
Ick.
Honestly, sometimes the tongue on patients who have been really, really intubated for a really, really long time starts to like slough off and like get like chunky pieces. And so like the chunky tongue gets me every time. But I do it. I'll clean it off for you if I bring you into the OR and you're from the ICU and someone hasn't done your mouth care. Like I will do it. It grossed me out back in the ICU days, and it still grosses me out.
Wow,
it's disgusting.
So is that like
it's weird? Like it's like skin cells. I mean, it's like because you're not swallowing, right? Like they're not swallowing. So it's like the tongue is just like it's like you don't realize, but like your tongue is obviously a bunch of skin cells too, and you're swallowing all that all the time, and it's like brushing your teeth and like all of that and whatever, and food probably scrapes some of it off. I don't know, but a tongue that has not is just it's not pretty. So that's my it.
Okay.
Fair enough.
What is your CRNA red flag?
Oh,
I don't know why, but probably like I don't know why this makes me laugh. And this goes for honestly probably all healthcare people, but like a really, really saggy pant. Some men like, their scrub pants, like the hospital scrub pants, you know what I mean? And it's like they're walking around and it's like one side is like almost down like over their butt. And I'm just like, what is with you that you don't notice that? Like either and it doesn't even look like they're too tired. It's like the sloppy. And I'm sloppy with a lot of stuff, but like there's something, but you know what I'm saying? It's like those surgeons that are like standing there and it's like their back butt is out and you're just like,
excuse me.
Like I'm just like, you look unkempt. Like there's sloppy and like type B, but then there's also like where I'm just like, that makes me wonder what else you're not caring about. I don't know, which is so stupid and random, but
Well, it's about like,
that's true.
No attention to detail,
Yeah. So it's like that obviously is like reflected in other things. It has to be. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel that. What's your worst OR habit?
Sometimes with endotracheal tube tape, when we're taping it, sometimes your hair can get like stuck in it a little bit. This sounds way more dramatic than it is. Like, I swear I'm not like leaving you bald, but like sometimes it's like as I'm taping your tube in, like a little flyaway piece of hair will get stuck in it. And then, I just rip that little piece of hair.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And it's like stuck to the tape sometimes and it's like there, but it's your hair.
It's fine. There's a lot more hairs on your head than on your eyelashes, and you protect the eyelash girlies. So like,
I do.
You sure do.
I do. Like like literally I can get you out of there looking like you never even had anesthesia.
I love that.
That's awesome.
I could probably like fill some back in with some glue. I'm just kidding.
What is one scrub cap personality trait that you judge immediately?
I don't know if I'm like judging this because it's better for your hair, but I don't think it's like a judge. It's just like I want to play with it and touch it. Because I think I'm like probably like a weird sensory person or something. But like, okay, the scrub caps that have like the ponytail and like the saggy little like the baggy little, the saggy baggy, like the little
you
bag.
Like you got a sack.
Yeah, like a sack. And I want to like go to them and be like, and it's like, I sometimes have to be like, oh wait, we don't know her. Don't do it. Or like walk by them and like bop it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just a little boop, and it's like, that is not appropriate, Olivia.
What is your favorite OR snack?
She doesn't eat in the OR. What are you talking about?
I know. What are you talking about? When I was vomiting and pregnant, I would definitely sneak stuff into my pockets. But honestly, I love like a good little Jolly Rancher in your pocket that you just like throw that in there, and you're just like, it kind of gives you like, it's like I have like an emergency for certain like long cases, and you didn't know if you'd be getting like a lunch break on time, you know, like have a little piece of candy in your pocket to like get you through the last like 10 minutes and like not crash. And then, you know, it makes you smell kind of cute too, because you're like, ooh, who smells like a watermelon? You're like, oh, it's just my deodorant, but really it's because you're eating candy. Yeah.
What is the most Delulu thought you've ever had at work? She's like, there's too many to count.
What's my most Delulu thought? Yeah. Honestly, I think like a safe answer would be that like there's some patients who have so many blackheads, and you know, like I have the head most of the time, you know, during surgery. And I want to like pop them all. Like there's like, do you know what I'm talking about? The older men who have like, I mean, their pores are literally like the size of like pennies. And it's like those big, dark, blackheads, like where it's like, I feel like you could take a spoon and like shovel it out. I want to like get in there, and I literally have to like sometimes like be like, tell myself, don't touch their face. Don't touch their face. Like that's not yours to pop. Like we're not here for that.
Like actually,
I can hear my children screaming, like screaming.
Hey,
but
yeah,
I think that's pretty Delulu, because it's like that's not why we're there. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm a pimple popper girly too.
Yeah, and I don't even, you know, it's like I don't even know if I was that, but it's like you stare at someone's face long enough sometimes, and you're like, ooh, that needs to go. Like this would be helping Grandpa out. You know, like this would help Grandpa.
Grandpa needs it.
Yes, or that, or like pulling out their ear hairs. Pluck.
Ear hairs, yes, or like trimming their nose hairs, or like a unibrow.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up a new man. Press and glue. That's so funny. Okay, finish this sentence. If you date a CRNA, you need to be prepared for.
You'd have to be prepared for the fact that like literally anything that comes with like an airway assessment, because you know we can kind of assess your airway just by looking at you. Like if we're out in Walmart, like sometimes I'm like, oh wow, that would be not a fun intubation. And it's just like a random thought, you know, like randomly all the time, where you're like, oof, you know, or like, ooh, wow, I could just throw that tube in, or like, wow, he would definitely need to be like an awake fiber optic intubation. And like, you know, and you have those.
Meanwhile, you're just picking out your strawberries and like grocery shopping,
right? Literally, right. And you're just like, yeah. But I'll have to ask Austin what he would say. Probably just, I wonder if we're a little, I mean, obviously I'm a little crazy. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what he would say. He'd probably just be like, don't do it. I'm just kidding.
Whatever. Well, Olivia, we just want to say thank you so much for being so inspiring. Yes. Thank you for being you and like just making us laugh. Like I swear, I know that I can open my TikTok any day, right? And get on and have a fire freaking laugh because of you. Like it's fun.
You're so sweet.
It's savage. It's unhinged. And I'm like, yes, this just made my day.
I appreciate it. And I'm so glad I got to jump on here with you guys. You guys are the best. And I can't wait to see when all this is edited and out there. And I'll definitely tell everybody to go listen. I'm excited to hear how it comes out.
Thank you. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for coming on.
You're so welcome.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Like and subscribe, and go follow Olivia Reeves on TikTok, Instagram, and anywhere else you can find her. See ya.